Alright guys, welcome to this video on warming up. So this warm-up I'm going to show you today is my go-to warm-up. I tend to use this one for any lifting session and I use it at home as well. Now the thing with flexibility in particular is the whole laying around doing a lazy stretch, that can be good just for winding down or recovery. But if we're preparing to move well or we want to prepare for a session, we need to be a little bit more active with the way we stretch. So this routine I'm going to show you here today prepares all the major control centers of the body, and it's going to help you move better, feel better, avoid injuries. If you're at home in isolation, you're doing your workouts, do this one before every workout. Or if you're doing a lot of work in the office or a lot of work from home, this is a great way just to limber up and feel a lot better also. Now the way we're going to do this video today is I'm actually going to go through the whole stretching routine. So any time that you want to do this routine, you can watch this video, skip this bit of preamble at the start, just follow along with me as I go through it. So I'm going to do the whole thing here, probably takes 5-6 minutes to get through. So first stretch we're going to do is a stretch that if you've trained with me at all, you'll know it. It's a stretch I call the world's worst stretch. So there's the world's greatest stretch, and then there's this one which is the world's worst stretch. We're stretching out the hip flexors, this muscle group. It's a big, strong muscle group, and if we don't stretch it out regularly, it does create a lot of dysfunction through the back and lower body. So what we're going to do first up, we're setting up in a nice long step. Hands are either side of that front foot, back knee is up off the ground. I'm going to work 10 reps here of lowering the knee, then raising the knee. So it's 1, 2, as I lift that knee up, I squeeze the glutes on the back legs, the glutes are the bum muscles. 5, 6, it's a little 1 second pause at the top. 7, 8, 9, and 10. On this last one, I'm squeezing that back leg as hard as I can and holding it for 10 seconds. It's quite uncomfortable, but it's creating reciprocal inhibition and stretching the hip flexor. Okay, that's 10. I relax, wriggle the foot back about 3 or 4 inches, then I'll go again, another 10. 1, 2, 3, continuing on, squeezing the glutes on that back leg. 7, 8, 9, 10, holding at the top, squeezing. 8, 9, 10, it's hurting by now. We go knee to the ground, relax. Then we wriggle that back foot back another 3 or 4 inches. By now, distance between the feet is quite significant. Here I go again, another 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's hurting. 8, 9, 10, holding at the top. Really burning here, deep through the inner hip or through the hip flexor. 8, 9, 10. All right, relaxing there. As I stand up out of this one, great sense of relief. It also feels like this leg is about 5 inches longer. Oof. All right, here we go, other side. Same again here, 3 cycles of 10 and 10. Hands are either side of the front foot, front shin vertical, knee up and down for 10 reps. Seven, 8, 9, 10. Holding here for 10 seconds. Squeezing the glutes in the back leg. And relax, drop the knee down. Wow, this hip is much tighter for me. I can feel this one's going to be a lot more uncomfortable than the other side. Here we go again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding at the top. 3, 2, 1. Boy. Okay, one more cycle here. Wriggling the foot further back again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding this one at the top. Working hard, squeezing that glute. 9, 10. Oh, really is the world's worst stretch. Okay, I want to get up, move around. I'm feeling a difference through the front of the hips already. Whew, I think probably 90% of back pain that people suffer can be alleviated by doing this protocol a couple of times a week. When you've got too much tension through the hip flexors, and just to give you an idea, the hip flexors, the origin is on the lower 4 lumbar vertebrae. The muscle sort of runs inside the pelvis and inserts down the femur. So the hip flexor provides this action, and as the muscle gets too tight, it kind of pulls the lower back and the hips into a semi-flexed position. So it leads to a lot of dysfunction through the back. All right. Whoa, I'm out of breath after that. So next one is our hamstring stretch. I'm going to use the same protocol, so it's 10 seconds with a 10-second hold. So I'm going to set up here. You might want a bit of mat under your knee. No shame in that. It's just going to make it a little bit more comfortable while you work through the discomfort of the stretch. And then the leg I'm going to stretch is out in front. From there I'm going fingers to the ground, trying to sit back to my heel. Now, you're going to be tempted just to slouch into this one. What we want to do is stay as upright as we can. You can use a couple of blocks or books here to improve your position. Then once I'm here, I'm driving my hips back and my chest up. 1, 2, 3. You can keep the knee bent or you can straighten it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm holding here for 10, driving my heel into the ground. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, stop that heel drive now, so just relax a little bit. Maintain posture, and I go again from here. So I'm a little bit deeper in the stretch again. 1, 2, 3. Driving the heel into the ground, driving the knee down. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Same again. Driving that heel into the ground, driving the knee straight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I relax that. Now I'm going to sink a little bit further into it. Trying to maintain posture. Here I go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Driving the heel down again. Hips back, chest up. 8, 9, 10. Whew. It's a good stretch. All right, straight into the other side. Not nearly as uncomfortable as the hip flexor stretch, but very much effective. The depth of the stretch you're feeling, this one where you're providing that active contraction at the end of each 10 pulses, it is quite profound. It's so much more intense than a normal stretching cycle. All right, here we go again, same on this side. Chest up, and I can feel straight away I haven't got the range in this leg yet that I have in the other one by the end of it. 2, 3, 4, 5, driving that knee back. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding here, driving into the ground, straightening that knee. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, relax that drive. Sit down a little bit more, straighten the leg a little bit more and go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding, driving. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Relax that a little bit. Last one, driving down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Last one here, driving hard into the ground. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, relaxing out that one. Standing up, feeling a difference in the legs straight away. It's a very different feel after stretching out front and back of the legs. Next up, going into the hip rotators. So I'm going to set up in a glute stretch. I want to bring the front leg across the body like so. First, we're going to stretch 3 different positions here. So first up, I'm just holding that front leg in position. I'm centering my center of gravity over the middle of the hips, extending long through that back leg. Same as the previous 2 stretches, I want to maintain some posture. So common mistake on this one, much like the hamstring stretch, is we round through that upper back. What I actually want to do on this one is drive my chest forward and out, but I'm maintaining a neutral spine. So if we bring the camera around to the side here, you'll see that my spine is maintaining this neutral position and not flexing. All right, so what I'm doing here, I'm aligning the chest over the middle of the knee. I'm going 10 reps, just driving forward, 2, 3. As I do that, it's putting pressure through the hips, squeezing the glutes, stretching them out. 7, 8, 9, 10. On this one, I'm leaving the chest forward. I'm actively working the outside of my foot into the ground, outside of the leg into the ground. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I relax out of it. I then center up. Chest is now over the middle of the shin. Same again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep that going, maintaining posture. 7, 8, 9, 10. Driving the leg into the ground. It's like I'm trying to push the ground away from me with this bottom leg. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I now turn further, so I'm turning towards the foot, and the different angles here through the torso are going to stretch different muscle fibers through the hips. Same again, driving out this way. 2, 3. I don't need to overdo the movement through the torso, as long as I'm holding good posture and I'm creating some movement here. It's just ratcheting up that hip, creating a little bit of torque. 7, 8, 9. Last one now, holding. 10, 9. Pushing my leg into the ground. 3, 2, 1. I'm coming out of that one. Switching onto the other side, it's going to be exactly the same here on the other side. Setting up center of gravity over the middle of the hips, turning my body to that front knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Head up, chest up. 8, 9. Last one coming up. Okay, holding, pushing the outside of the leg into the ground. 6, 8, 9, 10. Okay, centering up, out over the center of the shin. 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding, pushing the leg into the ground. 8, 9, 10. Turning towards the foot. Maintaining posture. 10. Holding this one. And relaxing there. So, there are the lower body stretches I use. We're now going to move into the upper body stretches. First one we're going to do is a pec stretch. We're going to lay on our tummy. We take the arm out at a 45-degree angle relative to the torso, and then we just get a little bit of bend in the elbow. From there, we're rolling that side. We hit that first stretch point. Now, the pulsing protocol is exactly the same here. It's 10 and 10, 3 times. What I'm trying to do here is kind of push my shoulder to the ground. 3, 4, at the same time pushing this hand over here into the ground. 8, 9, on the 10th I push and hold, and I imagine I'm trying to push the earth away from me with this left hand that I'm stretching. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I relax a little bit, and then I just roll a little bit further. So I'm trying to turn my chest up, face it to the wall over there, and I go again. 2, just little pulses into the stretch, pushing the arm into the ground. Not so much this one, although this is there to help me, but the arm that's being stretched. 8, 9, 10. Same again, pushing the arm hard into the ground. 10, 10. Okay, one more now. Rotate the torso a little bit more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding, pushing the arm into the ground. There it is. So roll out of that one. Going to go exactly the same on the other side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding here for 10. Roll a little bit further. Once again, feeling some real tightness in this side. Here I go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Holding here for 10. Pushing my hand into the ground. 9, 10. Okay, roll a little bit further. The gains I'm making each 10 seconds here are just centimeters. Here I go again, pushing the hand. 1, 2, 3. It's not that I'm moving that much now, it's just the intent and the contraction that I create when I push my arm into the ground. This helps facilitate the stretch. 10, here I go, holding, contracting. And relaxing there. Okay, so first stretch of the upper body done. Next stretch, this one's a little bit more passive, so we're stretching out the posterior shoulder. All these muscles through the back of the shoulder here. We've got the rotator cuff muscles, we've got the lats. There's a whole heap of stuff that ties in through here that if we don't stretch out regularly will lead to issues and restrictions of the shoulder joint. So all we're doing here, we're setting up by pushing the arm through, threading that needle. The other arm comes straight out in front. Now you notice the leg on the same side of the arm that I'm stretching has come up the side. And all I do on this one is I load up and I hold this stretch for a minute. So there's no active pulses required. There's no real contraction required until the last 10 seconds. When I get to 50 seconds, I'm simply going to push the outside of the arm that is threaded through under the body here. I push it into the ground. That creates a co-contraction of all those muscles we've stretched, and it helps them down-regulate a little bit and create a little bit more length. Now this it is an intense stretch, especially if you've been training a lot. You'll find this area has really tightened up. One of the other things I notice as I do this one today is my arm is quite bent, which is okay. But that's also a sign that I've lost a bit of range here and do need to be doing this stretch. So let's assume that I've hit 50 seconds. I'm now going to push the arm down hard into the ground, keeping my chest centered. I don't want to be rolling either way to one side, regardless of which side it is. I want to stay fairly even. Okay, once I've held that 10 seconds, I come out of the stretch, extend that arm out in front, feed this one through, bring the leg up on the other side. Same deal, load my weight up on the arm, keep my chest very even relative to the ground, trying to avoid rolling onto either side, so I'm staying centered. As always, when we stretch, I'm working big, deep belly breaths. Once I hit that 50 seconds, I'm then pushing the arm into the ground. All right, once that one's done, we're nearly there. We've got one more upper body stretch. So the final stretch we've got is to stretch out more through the anterior aspect of the shoulder. We've obviously got the pecs through this one here. Next up, we're going to go through the bicep complex. Now, little project for you. When you're around the gym, I want you to look around at people. No judgment, but you're just going to watch people, and I want you to notice elbow bend when people are standing in static posture or just walking around. When we've got a lot of this elbow bend and people walk around sort of like this, you'll see it with bodybuilders a lot. It's an indication that the bicep complex is really, really tight. That then affects our ability to press overhead or do anything overhead without wear and tear on the shoulder. So we want the biceps or the arms to relax in general posture fairly straight. Once we start to bend too much, it's a real issue. So the stretch we're going to use here, I'm just going to move the big kettlebell out of the way. Stretch we're going to use here, we set up with the hands behind us and the fingers are pointing back. Now the closer you can get your hands together, the better it is for the stretch. So I'm starting at about 30 centimeters distance, maybe a little bit less here for my setup. And then you can keep the elbows bent or straighten them to make it a little bit harder. And then all we're doing is we're just slowly inching our way forward. So we're keeping our backside to the ground, wriggling our way forward. And then as we do that, driving our chest up to the ceiling and our head back. We want to set a timer here on this one for 2 minutes. And the aim of the game here is to get as much distance between your backside and your hands as possible. What this is doing is it's taking my shoulder into extension. So shoulder extension is a prerequisite for good shoulder health. And the further you can get your hands back relative to your backside, the better. You may feel a little bit of pressure in the elbow, so I'm feeling a lot of pressure in the elbow joint at the moment. It's not doing any damage, it's just compression that's happening as a result of being in this position. You can decrease that by bending the elbows, or you can just harden up and deal with it, which I'm doing at the moment. And then once I feel like I've run out of range, I'm going to stretch my legs out straight and then actively push my chest up to the ceiling. This is stretching out the bicep complex even more, stretching out the shoulder more, and helping me make the most of this stretch. I'll just set a timer on this one for 2 minutes. Once that 2 minutes is up, the next hardest thing is coming out the stretch. Quite a bit of pressure to build up in the elbows. You're going to feel that, but rest assured it's not doing any damage. You're going to feel pretty loose, pretty limber after doing that one. It's a good feeling. Now, what we've gone through there is my go-to flexibility routine. It's a great way to get ready for your sessions. You're going to move better, everything's going to feel better, you're going to be able to get better squat positions, you're going to be able to get better pushing actions without pain through the shoulders. And if you're doing this routine before every training session, your body's going to feel really, really good. If you are seriously pressed for time and you don't get a training session done on a given day, do this protocol at the least. This is like lazy man's yoga. It's condensing an hour of yoga into about 5 to 10 minutes of stretching. So it's going to be just effective. Use your breath, breathe through the stretches, and feel the benefits of doing this with frequency.